Hello and welcome back, my name is Sandsandal and this is Let's Play the Guild 3. Now we are about to start on upgrading my self. I want to get Apothecary 2, the Scribe 2 and Medicine 2 and Alchemy 1 unlocked. Now we will be able to upgrade these two buildings, the House of Herbs and the Scriptorium, which look pretty awesome honestly. It's a shame that you can't access them, but you know, what can you do? Now let's get this going. We also have unlocked politics, so now we have access to getting inside this extra mini game inside the game. Now some people might just rush to whatever is available for them, and I do agree that that's a worthwhile strategy. I guess it could work, but I personally prefer this one. I want to test out most of this tree line and then head over to maybe this one. I don't think this one is viable. Maybe with the proposed mark someone as an outlaw, maybe, but it's not really worth it. Any other mechanics. Now we have to turn off politics because every like half a day it'll start spamming us, and we really don't want to deal with that. And let's get this going again. Now we can just wait a bit and the money will start flowing in. We set up a very good network last episode, and I actually had a very good question. How do you deal with not having enough leather in the market? And again, very good question. The problem with leather, it's only supplied by AI if you don't have it yourself. What's so good about it, it's actually being produced. Most of the maps have butchers and crafts at the level 2, which means they will be produced, but it's not as frequent or as in the same amount as a play would. Okay, so this will rejuvenate the map, but it will do it slowly, and it will also be consumed by AI too, if you see here. But the problem with it is that, again, not too much. Like maybe it picks up 4 and then drops down 4. So it's like 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. What you can do, which I recommend you doing, is getting yourself a craft and getting yourself a butcher. So farm, get a craft and a butcher. Now this is also a good way to make money. Like, don't underestimate the ability to make a good butcher money making method. Now making like butchers profit a lot more money than let's say this building, which is the Scriptorium. Butchers are actually the best in-game money maker currently, so however much that might surprise you, that's the truth, sadly. Now that might sound crazy, yeah, but for some reason that's how it works. I don't understand. I get the one reason for that is because the product is worth nothing compared to what you can sell it for. Now we made ourselves a whopping 7.5k in like 1 day or 1 year, and I want to start with the other buildings. So what I'll do is actually I'll look at alchemy. Alchemy requires bones, toad-eye, moonflower, and ectoplasm. Okay, so we want to build it somewhere where we can access those resources, and I think the only way to access those resources is through a graveyard. Now I'm not sure if there is one inside this sub-city, because this is a part of the main city, which is this one, which should be more filled up, honestly. I don't understand why there's so few buildings, but we can have it as close as possible to this one. Now I'm fairly sure, yeah, so we have to place it centrally located here somewhere, so it has access to the cemetery and the brushwood, in case we want to decide on one of them. What we'll do is we'll get ourselves the beautiful alchemy, and now we have access to it. Let's see if we can actually, this is stupid that you can't place it here, and let's see if we can maybe like put it inside somewhere here that won't overlap on anything else. Right here is nice. I think we can do right here. I'm gonna do it like this. Now this house, if we buy those houses and sell them off, we can actually place down another building here, but we won't do that because it's too much money and we're too lazy. Now I can send my child. Now actually I need to decide which child I'm gonna invest in. He is pretty good overall, but he's not that good. What about her? 23352. It's a high perception. Now, he actually has 4 dexterity at the beginning, which is pretty good. Why is he dazed? He has been hit in the head, and that's not cool. You know what? This Witomir will be our heir after I die, which should be in a while. So this is how you appoint a new heir. Like, you can have your wife as an heir, or you can have your firstborn. I recommend just having a child instead of your wife, because you always have access to a wife as a second character, but having a third character appointed is a good way. Now, this might offend this guy. He gets a negative D modifier for like 1 day. It doesn't matter. Nobody cares. And again, this building is more of a one product item. This here, you can just make bone bracelets. That's the best way to make money in here. And really, generally, like, this is what most of everything how you should behave or go for of anything in this game. Like, can I produce one item, one product item? So, for example, I just need bones to make bone bracelet. Yes, then I should make bone bracelet. The reason for that, it's less. I mean, some people think there might be less profit, but it's so minimal and less time consuming and effort consuming that there's no way you can justify making, for example, Magdeburg juice, which can be used against you, by the way, by collecting toad eyes and ectoplasm, which is 2 different tasks. So you need somebody collecting bones, making that into ectoplasm, and then somebody collecting toad eye, and then another guy making the Magdeburg juice. Too much effort. Don't want to do it. Too lazy. Maybe the bombs would be worth it, but it's illegal. So being caught with that will get me jailed or fined, and I don't want to deal with that. I mean, if you want to deal with that, go ahead. If you don't. Again, the usual add-ons: get storage, get your workers and productivity. If you want more transporters, in case you need some certain like setup you have, here it is. For routes, you always have to set up one preemptively. Now, here is a thing that people have been asking me about a lot, and that is how do I set up a route properly? Now, I always recommend using horse-drawn cart, so it has all 4 slots at 20. That's whatever you want. That's the thing you want. Okay, don't choose anything else. Be smart about it. Name it. You can name it whatever the hell you want. I'm gonna call it bone circle. And by naming it, you just press it here. This thing over here shows how many people are active on the route. So if you have 3 people or 3 transporters transporting, then this will show 3. If 1, so on and so forth. Now, to decide what you want to load up in that certain building, you press on the icon over here, the 20 open slots, and you try to find whatever you want to sell. Now, I don't think this is in essentials. Yes, it's not. So sometimes there's some items that are not in essentials, so you have to look down here. But generally, you find most of the items in essentials. Now, we'll increase this to max. Oh, I hate this. They time blocking me. And we'll try to go 2020, and like I usually say, 2020 and then 1. The reason for that is in case the transportation route bugs up, you are able to work with it, even though it will be annoying. Sometimes the transporters just randomly decide, okay, you know what, I actually want some flowers extra in my route. And at that point you flip and rage, but you just have to deal with it. Now, in case you're wondering how I added this market, I just press plus. If you press plus, it will just allocate the closest market to wherever your building is. Either it's in the same district or the closest market, depending on which one is more appropriate. For example, if there is a market in a district, it will choose the market that's in the district. If it's in the outer region, the building you have, it will choose the closest market. So this is basically how it works. Now, if you say, okay, you know what, I don't want to sell to the east side market, you can press this button over here, which is the stop button, and look around to whatever you want. For example, I can send it to the execution site, and here you go, we have execution site selected. It's completely up to you where you want to send it. There is also a predetermined list where you have your own buildings and the closest market to whichever building you chose and your house. So if you click this list, you can decide from it. I'm fairly sure you can only have up to six buildings or stops in a transportation route. So this is how you basically set it up. It's super simple. It's not that oh god. Out of leather. Ooh, what do? I'm kind of tempted to just do bad blood for a while, and again, why I really dislike this building. It's useless. We can go for you know what? Actually, that wouldn't be a bad idea. See, we have the option to upgrade Scriptorium from Scribe 2. We bought that. That's going to cost us a fine penny. And if we upgrade this is how you upgrade, by the way. There's an upgrade building. Now, like I've mentioned platitude times before, not all buildings can be played outside wherever town you have. So, for example, you can't upgrade this Scriptorium outside. It has to be inside a city. It even mentions it when you try to build it. Think if you go here. So here you go. This can be built inside a city. This can be built in a village or a city. Some buildings can even be built in outer regions, by the way. So I don't exactly remember what those buildings were, but just know for a fact that there are some buildings that you can only build inside the city. Now, I'm considering making paint, and you might go like, ooh, wait, that's not a good idea, but we have access to Spirit of Wine. I think we are producing it right here. So that might be a viable option for us, and I actually wouldn't mind that terribly. And, oh wait, let's apply. Oh wait, can I not apply? There's nobody. But this one doesn't have somebody controlling an office, so I'll apply here. The new chain band is so if there's a feather, that means you can apply. If there's no feather, that means you can't apply. This is pretty weird. It should allow me to apply there, even though there's no application, if there's no office holder, you should be able to apply, usually. Probably a bug. Let's see, drop this off, head home. And let's see. Ooh, I want to sell off all the poems. I'm going to stop making poems, actually. And the reason for that, I want to switch up to paint. Maybe... Oh, you know what? No, screw that. We're going to keep making poems. And what we should do is do it like this. The reason for that is because it takes way more time to make one of these than it takes to make one of these. And what just happened here? Do we have some? I'm assuming we have new evidence. That's the only time. Yeah, there you go. On these guys. Now I can just turn around and go. You know what? I don't feel like being a dick. Wait. He just lost two. You know what? I can't handle this. I'll sue him. Yeah, that's because they are robbers. Let's. Oh my god! Even if you press cancel, that will. You know what? Lodge a complaint. I'm not gonna stand here and take it. If he's gonna insult my dynasty by attacking me, that's not gonna be cool. And let's sell this off. And head home. Now, again. Ooh, whoa! This is full. Let's hire a transporter, and we want to stop her. Actually, you know what? Go to the market with those 10. And somebody's fighting here. No, I think there's just somebody juggling. Now we are basically just gonna get her a hand-drawn card and luxury item. I don't think there's anything open for her, and I'm fairly sure there's no bargaining item here. Let's see, 3 bargaining, we can do that. How much was that? 3 stealth, useless, patrician, no No, and so in case you're wondering why I want getting bargaining actually gives you a bonus on how much you make per item sold. So instead of getting, let's say 10, you can get 12, 13. That might not sound a lot, but it's a decent chunk on your profit after a bit. Now other items that increases your bargaining is charisma and so on and so forth, but that's another story. Now what we want to do is we want to have all of them. Making bone bangles for now, or bone bracelets, and I'm gonna sell off one of these. So there is some profit from this building. Actually, my character level, that's really nice. Let's see. Ooh. Do I want him to live that long? I mean, he's gonna live to the ripe age of like 50 or 60. So we're gonna go this. Dexterity and intelligence are the best two stats because it increases your productivity and a lot of the different others stats. So just get your dexterity and your beautiful intelligence high up. You want to be an intelligent, very dexterous person. So get it. It's a great way to increase what you can do in the game. Now we can also hire another person, and we're gonna put them on parchment. Now we got lucky, and there was actually... is she in the market? Yes, she is. Now we'll do this, and then go over here, important goods. Again, you see there the leather is missing, so I have to go to essentials. We'll give this guy the leather and send this back home and set up her route. That guy is trying to steal from us, I believe. Yeah, he's asking for protection money. Son of a bitch. I will never pay up. I swear to God. Let's see. We have an extra worker. So what I want to do is I'll have one guy getting bones, or a woman in this situation. And over here, I will have myself still producing poems. And I wanted to actually... what else did I want it to do? Let's see. Am I a politician yet? No, I'm not. But what I can unlock is the Pest House and the Apothecary. I want to actually unlock the Pest House because the Pest House has a very interesting bug right now. How it works basically is if you heal somebody, it will take all their money. Okay, so let's say they have 1,000,000 coin and they come into your store and try to seek treatment. It will take everything from them. Every single penny, even though it says like, oh, I'm just gonna take 300 gold. It's gonna take 4 billion gold from them. And if they can't afford it, well, sucks for them. Oh my God. This game is very cruel with this bug. And I think everybody's leveling. That's pretty nice. Now we have increased our storage capacity. This building looks way nicer. And I actually should set up a new route for this building, because I think I can just hire another transporter. Okay, so we'll slow down, and I'll do this one faster. Poems. Okay, and again, horse trunk card. Every time you change something, I recommend you pressing the save trade route, so it actually saves it and makes changes. So let's see if we can find poems. Poem, poem, and poem. And I'll just increase it to max. Now I'll have my other transporter just getting leather from the store. I don't care if it's there is no leather inside the market. I just want him to make sure that I always have access to leather, even though I might, well, I'll never lose to it, never lose any money, because there's a cap on how much you can sell something for in the market. So every time I'm just guaranteed to not lose anything. Now what's surprising is that this icon doesn't show up. So again, this is how you do it. Boom, set up trade route. So in case you find yourself with a wheel, that's how you find what it is. Now there's also this screen, which honestly, just ignore it. It's useless. Let's send this guy to the market. This is the storage management rules. It's a very complicated list. You just don't look at it. It's like, most people will never ever have a use for it. Okay, that's the truth. If somebody tells you, oh, you got to master that, then tell them to shut the hell up. For now, it's completely useless. Leather. Now you might wonder, okay, so I just want to buy some items for my from the market. How do I do that? You can just click here, east, and then decide, okay, you know what, graying engraves, that's my place. And let's see if we can find leather. Leather's right here. And here is a trick, because leather is a very limited resource. What I'll do is I'll have 20 and then 1. And the reason for that is because having it this way guarantees that my transporter won't get stuck there. 22 is a very minimal number, which means there's always going to be guaranteed that much leather, or it's almost going to be guaranteed that that much leather exists in the market. So there's always a chance for me to get some leather. Now again, get yourself some of that sweet bargaining, and let's send him home. If there was more luxury items, I would have used them. Now for the pest house, ooh, pest house is an interesting intro. I recommend making bandages. Bandages are a super useful item, okay? The reason for that is that they give you flat out bonus HP, like just increases your HP. And that's pretty good in my opinion. If you disagree, you're crazy. Now, we'll change it up a bit so we always have... Actually, no, I want myself making poems because I want that sweet XP. Let's do it like this. 3 people making... Actually, no, 4 and 2. And this guy is on his route. Excellent. Now, for the pest house, we want to hire a transporter and stop him from doing whatever, and then send him over to the market. Now, let's again get him the same things. Get him a hand-drawn cart. Get him a wool cloak. That gives him 3 bargaining, if I remember correctly. And yes, and a bit of armor and stuff like that, so that's useful. Now what we want to do with this guy is we actually want to manually control him. We don't want to have this working by itself. And we have 2 AFKs. Why is that? No, you're not AFK. Now, unlike in the guild 2, you can actually administer treatment. You can look inside. This is basically how it looks, in case you're wondering. But you can't actually administer treatment in this game. Ooh, subtle nag spike. That's interesting. And let's... I think it's under essential. Yeah, there you go. Clothes are another one of those items that are annoying because they don't exist in the market constantly, even though they're tier 2 items. Which is... or it says tier 1. It's actually tier 2. That's a fucking lie, I swear to God. And we have these guys making bandages. We can either use them ourselves or just sell them off. It's worthwhile investment to just make bandages. Now I think there is some bandages in the market. They are usually under luxury items. So we sell, if you want to do the math for it, luxury item sells for 43 gold, and I'm fairly sure class sells for 26, and it's getting supplied for some reason, which is pretty good. The fact that I'm surprised stuff gets supplied in the market is just shows how reliant the AI can be. Now, I actually want to look into upgrading my apothecary because I want to have more workers. Ooh, somebody died. Hopefully that's not one of ours. That's ooh, dynasty is destroyed. Thank God. Less to deal with. Now, actually, this is where I'm gonna stop. Thanks for watching. I hope I've gone through a lot of the things people have been wondering about. And oh my God, the game is just suddenly choppy. Thanks for watching. Please drop a like and a subscribe. Have a good one.